So welcome back to, or welcome to the first time for What's Wrong with Richard Rushfield. Today, we do our cultural roundtable. I think that's what we're talking. We talk about the culture with our regular cultural experts. I refer to Stacey Woods and Neal Pollack, noted author, published authors, both of them. Probably between the three of us, thousands of pages of words and God knows how many column inches.
All of them brilliant.
Could stretch to the moon, probably.
Once upon a time, I don't even know how many years ago, the three of us were trying something out called the Cranks. You remember the Cranks?
Yes. Yeah.
Sort of the proto version of What's Wrong. I don't even know. I think that was in 1997 we were doing
Back
that.
when podcasts were a thing.
Before they even had the internet.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the culture. So as we were going to press today, as we were going live today, 60 Minutes was murdered.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Accident? Wait,
yeah, it was murdered.
It's been canceled?
No.
Still on the air, but it's murdered.
But basically, they have a new executive producer, right?
How come Neal's talking and he's not talking?
I hear
Neal's in a time warp.
Yeah, he's got a weird delay. Sure. I think it's because he's in Texas.
Probably.
I'm in a different time zone than you. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. He's speaking on Central Time.
Last I saw of this on Twitter, they have a new executive producer. I don't remember his name. And Scott Pelley, who is an old man who is a correspondent for 60 Minutes, is really not happy with this guy because he's one of Barry Weiss's guys.
Nick Bilton is the guy, and
Nick Bilton, not the guy from Gawker.
I don't know. He was like a tech writer, and he wrote for Vanity Fair. I wrote for Vanity Fair, so I guess I'm probably next in line if he doesn't.
Why didn't they give it to you?
Yeah, they give it to you. Scott Pelley wouldn't like me either. I
don't answer my calls. I screen my calls now because I don't answer calls from unknown numbers. So probably if I went through my voicemail, there's a message offering me to be head of 60 Minutes.
What would you do in 60 Minutes?
Exactly. Say that's a lot of minutes. 60.
How would you feel? I've seen you fill 30.
Well,
how would you fill the other 30?
Let me offer myself up for the back 3 minutes as the sort of the Gen X Andy Rooney.
We've talked about this before. We thought you should be not the Gen X Andy Rooney, but the Gen X Charles Grodin.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I could see you in that role.
Yeah, that's what I would do on 60 Minutes. But yeah, but I don't think wasn't murdered. This is just part of the. It's just our weekly Barry Weiss is the devil controversy.
Yeah, I just came from New York City, Manhattan, the home of media. I wrote a piece here in the Rushfield Jamboree about my trip to New York.
Incredibly better written than the internet deserves. That piece, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I thought of saving it to print in hardcover.
That piece was so good. It could have been in a magazine in the 90s.
Yeah,
maybe I'll withdraw it.
You would have gotten paid $6,000 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll withdraw it and seek out Clay Felker and go to New York Magazine, 1953.
But Richard, for our illiterate listeners, what would you talk about? What did you talk about in that piece?
Well, it was sort of I went to New York. I haven't been for a number of years because I cover kind of the future of culture and where things are going. So, New York doesn't have anything to do with that. I went to this conference and I spent a day and a half there, maybe 2 days between the hotel in Tribeca and this conference in Soho. And I got a chance to really take stock of the once great empire that
the mean streets.
well, we're all of media. You know, they, as I say, Pete, you walk down the streets there, and you see the titans of history, and they say right here, Cornelius Vanderbilt had 20 had steak and 20 eggs for breakfast, and then plotted the conquest of America with his railroads. And right here, Braden Carter had threw an assistant off the roof, and over here, Nick Denton said hashtags are the future. And it would, you know, all the great things. But everywhere you walk down the street, still, I mean, so obviously, you know, this has nothing to do with anything anyone cares about today. But everywhere you walk down the street, still, I wrote that people just stop you on every corner and say, and sort of demand to know, like, what do you think about Barry Weiss? Do you have any opinion about Barry Weiss? Where do you stand on Barry Weiss? And if you don't say, like, oh, she's destroying the world, then they don't let you pass. They literally, like, they form like a
literally
chain.
just ordinary New Yorkers are stopping you and asking you that. Yeah.
I mean, they're all. I mean, I don't think there are ordinary. But they're all like media workers or aspiring media workers. And if you're not willing to condemn Barry Weiss, then which is interesting, because the conference I went to, the Substack conference, her sister Susie Weiss was one of the panelists, and I didn't have to condemn her. Fortunately,
how did people treat her? They accept her?
She seemed nice at the conference. So she did a panel about Gen Z, who are misunderstood.
Yeah.
I kind of made a unauthorized entreaty there. I suggested to her afterwards that after I told her I'm sorry, I just condemned your sister for destroying democracy. But after that, I said, but it occurs to me that, you know, I mean, Gen Z are horrible, but they're not as bad as the millennials. And
that's for sure.
Maybe Gen X and Gen Z really need to just join forces and establish an alliance here to take down the millennials.
We're their parents, or at least I am. You know, I have a Gen Z son. He's fine. He's not upset. I consider him an ally in this cultural war.
I mean, they're less like full of themselves in a way that
they're way cooler.
Yeah, they actually have coolness also. Mm-hmm. Like millennials are the least cool. I mean, they kind of destroyed cool. They went to war against cool.
Yeah, they're the least cool people who've ever lived.
They invented poptimism.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah, they thought listening to the Shins would change your life.
Exactly. Stacey, are you willing to join forces with Gen Z to fight the common enemy, millennials?
Yes. Yes.
You will.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm getting
it'll make for some awkward, strategy sessions there in the war room, I'm sure, but I think together we could do it. We as Gen X's last act on this earth, can.
And I think this transitions into something else you wanted to talk about, Richard, which is that the box office is currently being smothered by two Gen Z movies. Two Gen Z.
So Hollywood has finally figured out that what we want is take something from the internet and make a movie out of it. Yeah. And as long as the crucial thing is, it has to have a lot of lore. It has to have like a
lore. That's the big new word, huh? I just heard lore.
Yeah, lore. A Bible.
Not Lord. Not Lord.
No, lore.
Not like the fair. Lore. Yeah.
Yeah, lore. Lots of lore. So it's got
we're talking about two movies here, right? You've got Obsession, which I don't think it did that come from the internet. Obsession, that I know
think
Backrooms came from the
from the
internet.
internet, or this director whose name is Curry.
Curry Barker.
Yeah. Why? So first of all, how is his name Curry?
Maybe he's named after Steph Curry. No, he wouldn't be named after Steph Curry because he's 26. Maybe
Like
he's
named people after random foods now. That's what I'm. Like,
I mean, yeah, he could be. You know, it's just he could be named like it's just sauce.
Asparagus. Yeah.
Asparagus.
Hollandaise. Here's
Pho,
my son
pho.
Hollandaise.
Here's my son's pho and ramen.
Stacey, were you aware of this? That we're naming directors after random foods now?
No.
And that's apparently what the world wants to see. That's what passes for art these days.
And Noodle Weinstein directed Backrooms, right?
But you saw this movie, Obsession, Neal.
I saw Obsession, yes.
And what was this? What you've been waiting for?
I mean, not specifically, but you know, I've kind of been enjoying this genre of like kind of horror comedy that has been coming out in recent years. I like this movie Companion. I thought Weapons was an Oscar-nominated film, very good. Barbarian, Bodies. All of these are like made by younger directors and all have this sort of like genre. They're not like this genre of people like killing each other in hotels. I don't like that genre of movie. But like these are the kind of quirky horror comedies that have a little bit of social commentary in them, but plenty of jump scares. Not too gory, but still a little gory. I thought Obsession was terrific. Basically, the idea is that like there are these mumblecore Gen Z people who like don't know how to tell each other that they love each other. So he finds this object in a new age gift store called a One Wish Willow. And he breaks it in half and wishes that this woman, as he puts it, will love him more than anyone else in the fucking world. And then
he doesn't wish for 20 more wishes?
Yeah, it's a monkey's paw scenario. And then the girl goes completely bonkers. And, the movie's really kind of made by, there's just a fantastic lead performance by the girlfriend, the crazed girlfriend, an actor named Indy Navarrete. Total star-making performance. She's extremely good, extremely watchable.
And it didn't bother you that it was directed by someone named after a random food?
I mean, it wasn't a deal breaker.
How far into the movie did you get before you could stop thinking about that?
I didn't think about it at all, honestly. I went in blind. I didn't even know the name of the director. I wasn't thinking about the name of the director.
That I mean, maybe that's the key.
I thought it was it's interesting that a movie like that, which is to be smarter than your sort of average horror movie, but is well in line with what Hollywood's been putting. It's interesting that that's the big hit, and not The Mandalorian and Grogu.
So the thing about this horror comedy thing, Stacey, maybe you can tell me what you think of this. Is I've done a lot of like ghost research and a lot of like I'm not a ghost hunter per se, but I've worked.
You do dress as a ghost on Halloween.
I did, yeah, I did all through Hampshire College.
And you kind of look like a Scooby-Doo villain.
And I had 1.5 encounters. We'll say.
What's a half encounter?
I was in this. I was sleeping at the guest room of this dorm. It was a pre-revolutionary house. The wake up in the middle of the night. The door creeped open and something rubs its fingers down my back, like ice cold fingers down my back.
Why does that only count as a half encounter?
That sounds like a whole encounter to me.
A ghost. I didn't like get any. It was just kind of. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a full.
But how does that relate to horror comedy?
Well, my point is,
from
my research about the supernatural is ghosts are not generally funny. They don't they don't do comedy. They work in other so a horror comedy would kind of take the reality of ghostliness out of them. Can you back me up on that, Stacey?
Ghosts don't do comedy. That's true. Yeah,
Yep.
I've never met a funny ghost.
Except for in the first Ghostbusters.
But that
I don't
wasn't
love that
scary.
movie.
You
I don't even love Ghostbusters. But these
Okay.
aren't ghost movies. These aren't ghost movies. These are like none of the bad guys are ghosts in any of these horror comedies I'm talking about.
What are they?
Demons.
Demons aren't ghosts.
Demons
Not
are
really, I
not
guess.
ghosts.
No.
Or just like weird old ladies who live in basements. Hugh Grant in Heretic was not a ghost. He was just a crazy
He was
man.
just a mean man, yeah. No,
Just a mean man who hated women. Robots that was the bad guy in Companion. Well, not the bad guy, but like the sort of the
Megan is a robot.
Megan is a robot. The woman in Companion is a robot, a sex robot.
So what you're saying is society has moved on past that
Well,
in this
it's not ghosts.
society,
No
we no longer fear the great beyond. That's what you're telling me.
These are like all commentaries on stuff that's going on. Like, Barbarian was a commentary. It was like a parody of Airbnb. Obsession is like a commentary on the inability of Gen Zers to have relationships. Bodies the same way. I haven't seen Backrooms yet, so I don't have a meta thought on that. But I don't when these movies are Companion was about our fear of AI and about fear of robots. So when they're good, they're and funny is because they're commenting on something that's like actually on people's minds, or it's just stuff that they've seen on YouTube.
Social commentary, that's hot right now. So that's what Hollywood is looking for. Like something take something from the internet and do social commentary.
No, they're looking for like good-looking young people in scary, funny situations. I think that's more what you're thinking about here.
I found this TikTok account last week of this guy who builds these huge following, millions and millions of followers. He builds like ramps and racetracks and even a lazy river for his cats. And he just sets his cats out to go run in the lazy river.
Wait, is this the guy who puts his cats in crates in a lazy river? Yeah, I know this guy.
Yes, and they float down the race. I mean, this probably
the biggest water though.
Probably the biggest star in American culture
like
today.
Lazy River.
So is there going to be maybe there's going to be a horror comedy about cats and crates on a lazy river?
Yeah, is he the next horror star? Can we say?
Director? Yeah.
Yes. The next horror creator or
yeah. Don't put your cat in the lazy river. The irony, the ironic you're going to get an ironic ending, scary ironic ending.
Yeah, unclear how he summons enough kind of water propulsion. Like he has little bumps in the lazy river, and it keeps the river moving fast enough, and it goes in a circle, so it's not all downhill, but keeps it moving fast enough that the crates get over the bumps.
Where did he get all the? Are they all his cats? That could be where the horror comes from. He steals neighborhood cats to put them in the lazy river,
or he digs up a cat from the cemetery and brings it back to life.
Now we're on the way to a pitch here.
Yeah.
The cats don't react to going down these ramps on the stairs or being put on a lazy river. So
seems like
maybe they're not alive.
Yeah,
is another thing to consider.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got a pitch. Someone call their agent and let's claim to represent this guy and get the meeting set up. Elsewhere in the culture this week, John Barber died, co-host of Real People. died this week at age 93. He was actually one of the creators of Real People. He was kind of the stuffy. You'll remember him as kind of the stuffy, suited guy, alongside these wild character cats like Skip Stevenson and Sarah Purcell. He was sort
of and the new star of CBS Late Night, Byron Allen.
Byron Allen, of
Byron
course.
Allen.
Byron Allen wasn't there over first season, so he'll never be.
But somehow has taken over Stephen Colbert's slot.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, but you lose your gig to Byron Allen, who was on Real People in 1979.
He wasn't
maybe
there.
He'll a Real People t-shirt.
That's like who's that? It's like who? It's like who coming out of retirement from 50 years ago to take your gig?
That's true. Who are the
Byron Allen is a media mogul.
I know, but it's like
like Danny Terrio coming back to
who are the hosts of That's
Incredible? It's been when the Osmonds are coming back to late night. It's like, well, I mean, Byron Allen.
And elsewhere, Marilyn Monroe turned 100 years old today.
Oh, I sent a card. I don't know if she'll get it. No. She would be a funny ghost, probably.
She lives in Westwood now.
Maybe
at the cemetery right next to the Avco Theater. Yeah.
Yeah. Norma Jean Desmond.
Yeah. An LA native, so she didn't come to Hollywood, but went, I believe, to Hollywood High, and we're still obsessed with her. She's still all we talk about today, 100 years later. 100 years after.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah. Also murdered by the Kennedys. That's an interesting fun fact. But that's what can you do? It was the 60s.
Who better to get murdered by? Who'd you rather be murdered by?
Yeah, by some like
the Clintons. Yeah.
All right. So, what else is on your mind in the culture this week before we wrap up here?
Okay, I have something. Do you mind?
Yeah.
I watched because I don't know why, but I watch a lot of cooking competition shows. It's something I eat while I eat lunch. When I eat, I watch people cook because it's better than. But I don't, But I'm not watching people like teaching me how to cook. There's these cooking competitions, and there's a current. Richard, you went to the Survivor 50 finale.
I certainly did.
Yeah. There's a show on Food Network now called Chopped Castaways, and they have taken 12 chefs and put them on a desert island, and they're forcing them to build their own kitchens and cook without electricity or gas or anything. So they're basically building fires, and they're scavenging for wood and shit on this island. However,
do they have ingredients or?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. It's not Survivor, right? Like Ted Allen and all the Chopped judges are sitting there basically at a tiki bar, and they're still giving them mystery baskets, and they have like treasure chests around the island that have like truffle oil and shit in them. So it's not. The thing about Survivor is, there's stupid challenges and obstacle courses and stuff, but they're still having to like sleep, on thatched mats and like fish and wrestle each other for tokens or whatnot. But there's these people are not. They're obviously like going back to the dorms after the episode. They're just like cooking outside. And it looks hot out there, and they're all very sweaty, and they're running around in the sand and stuff. But I'm just like, who thought it was a good idea to combine a cooking competition with Survivor?
So that's okay. So I have a complicated theory that explains this. It's actually a friend's theory that I've stolen, but Matt Chernauer said, but that there's a progression of sitcoms, and like sort of all society in any sector, it it imitates this, that you start off with kind of the nuclear family sitcom. So you have, the Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, the basic, and then you got to grow. So you go to the bigger family. So you have the Partridge Family.
Eight is enough.
Eight is enough. Bunch, exactly. So you go to the giant family, and then after that you go to the incomprehensible family, where suddenly Charles is in charge. And who's the boss?
Right.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Nobody knows.
They never answered that.
Who the boss is? Melissa Milano the boss? And so this is with we've gone through this sort of era of your basic reality competition shows, and now you've supersized them in all sorts of ways, and now we're going to come to the incomprehensible era, where it's like Temptation Island meets Top Chef, and
that's what it is.
And nobody will know. How do you win? Like, nobody can say.
I don't think, and no genre of these shows has gone more. Like, you can say the love shows where they're locking people in rooms and blindfolding them and making them date people who are 75 years old or whatever. You can say the hookup shows have gone that way, but but the cooking shows, it's just like, we're gonna take 24 of America's leading chefs and lock them in a room for 24 hours, and the person who cooks the best dish wins $100,000.
So how would you cross Iron Chef with Love Is Blind?
Oh,
that's what I'd like to see.
Huh? That's blind.
You're locked in chambers, and you have to make. They have to intuit what the other chef is going to make and make the same thing.
And have to marry them. And have to marry them.
And you have to marry them at the end.
Even if you're already married.
Yeah.
You have to, if you
like their
someone else,
you have to marry them.
Or you at least have to date them. Even if you're already married. I like that. I'd watch that.
That said, I see our time is up. Substack needs the room, so.
Wow, big show today, Richard. Big show, really good.
Yeah,
I'm actually trying to keep this to a tight 30 minutes. This is going to be the signature. I'm gonna, for once.
Nobody does it better, Richard.
Except for Adamant. So take me away. We'll see you guys back here next week. See you all back here next week at What's Wrong with Richard Rushfield with Neal, Pollack, and Stacey. Thanks so much for coming.